Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Redhead Boo here, back with the next video in line with my Disney fantasy series that I started. I know it's obviously been a few months now since I went on the Disney fantasy, and yeah, this is the penultimate Disney fantasy related video because I do have one more planned which is coming up very soon, so I hope you all do enjoy that when it comes out. So yeah, I am going to be doing like a review of my time on the fantasy, and like I've done with the Magic and all of my trips to Disneyland Paris, I thought I would do it in the form of a Q&A. I have about 15 questions exactly to get through, so sit back, relax and enjoy this video. So, question number one, in your opinion, was the photo package worth it? Yeah, I think personally for me, because when I went on the Magic, as some of you are aware if you've been subscribed to me for a while, I went on the Magic in 2021 as part of the staycation cruises, and it was the time of my life, but because like there weren't that many opportunities for like photos with the photographers, I don't know if that was because of COVID, but on the fantasy there were photographers everywhere, like with characters, in dinner, around the ship. So I definitely think it was worth the money, and it was so easy to like use and like do fun stuff with it, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun to get photos and then just have them instantly downloaded, because like, and if you buy the package before you board the ship, it is a lot cheaper than if you buy it on the ship. So I think you save like $40 or something, which is insane because every little bit helps when it comes to Disney. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, I want it. So yeah, I definitely think I would 100% recommend the photo package. Question number two, what was my favourite show slash party? Now that is a tricky one because honestly, all of like the parties on board the ship were absolutely amazing. All of the shows were incredible. Like, big mention to the Aladdin show. Like, Aladdin has my heart. Like, it's just one of the shows for me that I connect with the most, and it was amazing. So good to see on the first night. But then like to finally get to see a sail away party, and not only that, but like being front row was insane. Like, I didn't expect to be front row, so to get to the front was like, oh my god. And then getting all the interaction of Minnie and seeing all the characters and just singing along, dancing along, having a good time, like that for me just kicked the cruise off on a high. And then to like end the whole cruise by seeing the See Real Soon show, like that for me was super emotional. I did cry and I do think it was a mixture of like mixology, but also because we were getting off, like it was sad. But yeah, it was so amazing. And the fact that like, I didn't know this about the See Real Soon show, but because the characters who have been like a big impact on the ship throughout your sailing, they allow you to meet some of the characters for one final time. And how it worked, like they have different sections of the room, of the atrium even, and our side was Donald and Pluto, so like they were the two ones that I was like, I want to go see them for one final time, and I'm so glad I did because it was so cute. So yeah, and obviously the Pirate Night entertainment was incredible. Like the show, the pirate sort of like deck party after, and like Club Pirate. So yeah, I did get on the Jumbotron screen a few times as well, which was funny. Favourite overall, I think for me it's gonna have to be the sail away party. Like, I have dreamt of going to one. I've seen it on vlogs and I've always been like, when we couldn't have it on the Magic, I was like, oh, I wish we could have done. And then to finally see one in person was just amazing. So yeah, sail away party was my favourite. Question number 3. What was your first impression when you boarded the ship? Just like how big it was in comparison to the Magic, because obviously I was only used to the Magic, so to like experience the dream class of ships, like that was just another level of, like, it was just so intricate and it was so big, and like it blew me away how amazing it was. Like, just to board and then see it was just like, wow, like just incredible. I was absolutely mind blown. I do think though I did prefer boarding the Magic, just because you only really got like the clapping on by the cast members. Like, there wasn't a character, there wasn't really anything else, so it was all just like you were on and then that was it. So it was just a bit of a, not a letdown, but it was just a bit like, oh, okay. I don't know if that's because I had high expectations from the Magic, but I did enjoy the fantasy, so yeah. Question number 4. What was your favourite spot or spots on the ship? Oh, that is so hard. I think for me, the atrium, because to like just see that any time of the day was just like so magical. Like seeing the characters out and about on the atrium, and then like the statue, and just, yeah, it was just so magical to like see another atrium, because I didn't ever expect that I would see another one. So to actually see one, I was just like, wow, because it was incredible. But I really loved like going to D Lounge a lot as well, again, because D Lounge was one of my favourites on the Magic. So to get to go to another D Lounge on the Fantasy was just so fun, and like take part in karaoke, do the quizzes, and yeah, it was really good fun. So D Lounge definitely became one of my favourites. But my number 1 spot on the ship was not even my stateroom. It was the adult only pool area. Like, just to sit and relax there and like get food from the pool bar and then just take it back there was so nice. And just to like chill in the pool on the port day, like, it was just so nice. And should like chat to cast members and stuff. It was just such a nice feeling. So yeah, I'm gonna say my favourite spot was the adult pool. Oh, that leads me on quite well to the next one. So question number 5. Did I try the Aqueduct water coaster? If yes, what was your experience? I did try the Aqueduct coaster, and I knew as soon as it wasn't the aqua dunk that I just wanted to do it. And it was so much fun. I loved it. I did follow a few tips. So one that I've taken away with me is make sure you go in the water before you go on the aqua coaster, because if you don't, when the water like splashes you at a certain point in the slide, it is freezing. So I do think doing that sort of helped with like the temperature. Another tip, definitely ride it on port day, because I waited, I want to say half an hour. I think when I rode it, it was half an hour, and then the following day it was over an hour all day. And I was just like, and I got to ride it alone because Jade, bless her, couldn't ride it. So I did ride it alone, and I was actually allowed to take my Crocs on with me because I didn't want to like walk on the floor without them. So I just literally held them in the raft, went down, and they were fine with it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. The only thing I want to say is I wish there was like a photographer at the bottom, like when you come out, or something just to like remember it by, because obviously I do remember it, but like not a lot. So I do sort of wish something like that could be done. Question number 6. Did the characters interact differently compared to meeting them at the Disney parks? No. Like, whether you meet characters in parks or on board the cruise ships, the meets and interactions aren't any different. Like, they are still magical. I do think though the lines on cruise ships are long to meet the characters, so just be prepared for that. Like, I mean, they weren't too crazy. I think the longest I waited was for, I'm trying to think who it was for. I'm sure it was Captain Hook or who else was quite a long one? Mickey? I'm pretty sure Mickey was quite a long one. Or was he short? I can't remember. But yeah, definitely. Oh no, it was Donald actually on the first night. That was a long line. So yeah, don't. I know sometimes people say like meet the characters on day one because that's when the lines are going to be like the shortest or something, but like don't be afraid to meet them on the other days as well. Like, because with Donald I met him night 1 and then I met him day 3, and the like the difference in the queues was just massive. So yeah, take full advantage of shorter lines if you can. Question number 7. What activities would you recommend for the adults? I would definitely recommend mixology if you like alcohol, because I did it on the Magic, but it was at the time where you couldn't mix them yourself, but this time you could, and it was so much fun. The 2 staff that we had doing our seminar were amazing. Like, I gave them both a mention on the feedback form because they were so incredible, and I just had the best time, and it was so nice. And I think because it was like a smaller group of people, it just felt more intimate, and it was like you sort of got to know who you were doing it with, and it was so lovely. But I also think take use of the adult pool, like I've said. It's such a nice area to just like sit and relax, and meet the characters as well. Like, you've got to take part in the Disney fun of it. So I definitely think, like, just take full advantage of Disney. So yeah. Question number 8. Which character was your favourite to meet on the cruise? Oh my god, that is so hard. Well, technically it's not very hard, because as soon as I had this idea about a certain meet, and then when I looked on the app and saw that the day that I wanted to do this certain thing, that character was meeting. And it has got to be my meet with Donald Duck when I dressed as him on day 3 of the sailing, because that meet is so incredible. Like, the cast members, Donald was so excited to see that I was literally exactly like him, and because I asked the cast member to film for me, because I just wanted that like interaction on film, it was just magical. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget it, for sure. It was just amazing. And like the amount of energy that Donald had, and like, yeah, it was so much fun. I just love bounding, and to get amazing memories like that captured is just fantastic. So that meet is special to me. Question number 9. What was your best moment from Pirate Night? Oh, oh my god. Best moment from Pirate Night. Just so much. Like the deck party, the Pirate Night like club thing, and then the character mates, and actually dressing up as a pirate and just like living my best life. It was one of my, if not my favourite night on board the ship. It was just fantastic. But I do think my highlight from it was definitely meeting Captain Hook. I always wanted to meet a villain, and as soon as I knew that Captain Hook was going to meet guests on that night, I was just like, I've got to do it. And he was incredible. Like, I embraced every second of being a pirate, and I actually got recruited as Captain Hook's pirate crew, so that was fun. And yeah, just an amazing memory again. So yeah, loved it. Question number 10. Which character interaction felt the most magical? Okay, I know which one I'm gonna say. So, when I went on the magic, I know I keep saying this, but it is part of the interaction, what happened. I said, whoever the first character we meet is, I'm gonna say like, oh, the last cruise I came on, we weren't allowed to hug, and now we are. And as soon as I got on board, checked the app, and I saw that it was Minnie, I was just like, let's do it, let's go meet her. And we did. And I went first to meet Minnie, and I was just like usual, like how I always am, like interacting. And then I think one of the cast members asked me if it was my first time on a ship, and I said no, it's my second time on a Disney cruise. And she was like, oh, which one did you go on? And I said I was on the Magic, on the staycation cruises. And then I said to Minnie, and at that time we weren't allowed to hug, but now we are. And this was like after I'd had like my first hug from walking up to the character. So then when I said that, Minnie literally put her arms out and like I just went in for another hug. And it was just so cute and such a lovely moment. And I loved it. I was trying so hard not to get emotional at that point because it was just incredible. So, yeah. Thank you, Minnie. Question number 11. Would you go on a Disney cruise again? Yes. I would. Of course I would. I'd love to do like all of the different ships, and I have heard a rumour about which one is going to come on 2027, so yeah. But anyway, that was my video. I know I said I had 15 questions, but I could only really be bothered doing 10. So thank you all so much for watching, and please stay tuned for more Disney content coming your way soon. But this is Redhead Boo signing off for now. Bye!